Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, I want to float an idea with you guys that I hope gets passed around and gets some traction. Given that that we have relative control of the executive branch, which includes the ATF, I would like to propose that the ATF change the definition of what is a silencer. Okay, I think that they should redefine a silencer as either, let's say, something that is actually silent, or that reduces, let's say, the sound below maybe 100 decibels. Okay, so I think that's something that they should do. Or the other thing they can do is they can say that a silencer is only a device that specifically matches the item that was patented and called a silencer, right? Because that is a patented item that has that name. So yes, I 100%. The right way to do it is to push it through Congress, which we are in the process of trying to do. There's two bills, the Hearing Protection Act and the SUSH Act. Hearing Protection Act basically takes it out of the NFA. You still need a background check. The SUSH Act basically makes it an accessory where you don't need to even go through a background check. Okay, so I hope both of them pass so that we get the benefit of both of them, right? But aside from that, I still would like, because here's the thing, that may or may not go through Congress. Okay, you still gotta get over the filibuster. You still got lots of rhinos, so we may or we may not get that done. I don't know, no guarantee there. Okay, but getting the ATF, our ATF now, right, to redefine the definition of a silencer is something that could be done immediately, okay, that we would all benefit from. And basically it's using the anti-gunners tactics against them, because now what's going to happen? Now they're going to have to basically do everything that we did over the past few years of, trying to, get injunctions, and basically they got to spend a whole lot of money, fighting this through the court system. Okay, so you know what? I want them to do that. I want to make their lives that difficult. Okay, but in the meantime, like, if we can get the ATF to redefine what a silencer is, even if it only lasts for a couple of months, right? That would allow for a lot of suppressors to be put into circulation. And the other good thing about this is that even if at some point, maybe 3 or 4 years down the road, right, because that's how long it took for the bump stock ban to get overturned, right? It took almost like 5 years, maybe 6 years. If eventually they do get it overturned, I mean, first of all, we're going to have a whole lot of suppressors out there already in circulation, so that's a good thing. But the other thing that this would do is it would put pressure on Congress, right, to pass a law, right, limiting the ATF's ability to redefine things, all right, and make law. Okay, because if we only allow the ATF to make laws when Democrats are in office, right, basically it's only hurting us, right? So I think we need to offset that by pushing the ATF to make laws in our favor, when we're in control, right, when we're in power. Okay, and I think the net result of this will be that Congress is going to look at this, and then at some point they'll be like, okay, this is just too crazy. Let's just take away their power altogether so they cannot make laws. Okay. Now, of course, the long-term goal is to abolish the ATF. I've done a separate video on this. You got to be careful with that, because if you can't just abolish the ATF and leave the NFA and the GCA intact, because that's just going to shift the gun, the gun control enforcement somewhere else. Okay, so what I'd like to get done right now is I'd like the ATF to just become a bookkeeping agency. Take away all of their law enforcement powers. Okay, basically, where if any law enforcement needs to be done, right, then they would have to reach out to some other law enforcement agency, right? Maybe a local one or something, right? And to do the law enforcement from them. So you can't just abolish the ATF, because you know what? If you abolish the ATF, that's just going to shift. If you shift all of their responsibilities, let's say, to the FBI, well, okay, right now maybe we have a favorable FBI, right? But what happens if in 4 years or 8 years or whatever, 12 years, we get an FBI that is not favorable to us, okay? So now you have a much more powerful, much more well-financed, agency that's breathing down our necks. So the ATF right now is an agency that is heavily scrutinized with a very limited budget, okay? So unless you get the NFA and the Gun Control Act, GCA, repealed, right? Unless you can get them repealed, you can't just throw out the ATF altogether, but you can kind of cut them off at the legs, limit their power, basically turn them back into a bookkeeping agency. Okay, so as a bookkeeping agency, right, they could still, but basically I would want this to be done even more immediately, like right now. First of all, they can do things, apparently, right, because they did it during the Biden years. They can come out and redefine what a suppressor is, or a silencer, because that's what's in the NFA. That's the term used in the NFA. So they can redefine what a silencer is, and we would get the immediate benefit of that, not even waiting for these things to run through Congress. So, there's no reason not to take the win, man. If we can get them to do it, put pressure in the right places, take the win, get it done. This way we can all get our hands on some real good, some good suppressors, and then just, work from there, right? So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you soon.